Good morning. Now, as promised, I said as soon as I figure out how to do the Entrelac blanket from the bottom up in a square or a rectangle, I will share it with you. So this is mine, what mine looks like from the bottom, working it up, my beautiful blanket, how it's made progress. So I'm going to share with you how to do this, how to fill in as you go. So I'm using scraps because this is a beautiful blanket to make in scraps as well. I mean, you can do this for the baby blanket and then leave these little triangles open. And if this is all pastel, you come back with a white and you just fill in all your little triangles like this. I will show you how to make this a real square. Work this a little corner and you go on everywhere you see dark green here. You fill in with your white. And remember this light green and cream and peach and green and light green again. All will be pastels. And then this is white. You fill it in, it's a beautiful baby blanket, but it is a square or rectangle. So you can add a frill for a border, or you can add an enclosed border like the mosaic blankets, whichever one you prefer. Now, I am going to teach you how to work this blanket from the bottom up in scraps, because that is what I'm attempting to do here. I want to get rid of my scraps. I've never tried Entrelac crochet. I wasn't even aware that this is Tunisian crochet, a Tunisian stitch. But be that as it may, I think it's beautiful. I love it. And I want to share with you how I'm doing it. I love the 70s flavor of this blanket. Now, let me share another little point with you, which you will see later in the video. I use a lot of stitch markers, one at the top of every one of my little diamond-shaped or squares, little squares that's in the shape of a diamond. And one thing that is also important is to always note that all four sides of your square or all three sides of your little fill-in triangle must have, you know, those V's. Do you see those V's? And you see those V's? You must have it because, for instance, this row could have ended there. That's where it would have ended. But I bring down a slip stitch because it creates those little V's. So if you have that, that means you have a place to work into from all sides of this little square. And that's what you need. And I'm telling you this now because I've watched several tutorials and somehow missed that and did a bit of the blanket, well, a pillowcase actually. Then when I came back and I had to fill it in, there was no little V's for me to work into. So I did my best to work into whatever there was, but it was very unneat. So I was really not impressed that I had missed that detail. So I don't want you to miss that. In all sides of your triangles or your squares must have little V's to work into. So give it a side to work into all around. All four sides of your square, all three sides of your triangle. Okay, so I'm going to use different color yarns, scraps, so that I think it's better for the tutorial when I explain to you what I do, because I'm going to work this light green row. I'm going to start with that, right? Then this is an 11 stitch multiple pattern. So for every little square that I have, I need 11 stitches, 11 chains to start with. 11 chains plus 11 chains plus 11 chains, and that's how it goes. And so when you've made your sample, I would suggest make a little sample. Then measure it. Use your measuring tape. Did I include my measuring tape? I'll just get it. Then you measure it to see how wide is that and how wide do you want your blanket to be. So you can get an idea of how many times 11 stitches you need for your blanket. because this is what I'm making. I'm going to show you how I make my blanket, which is a rectangle or a square from start up. Righto. So we are going to start with this light green row first. Then we are going to work our second row is what looks like our first row here. So we're going to do our green, then we're going to come back and do this dark green row at the bottom. So you're creating the basis. Then our third row will be the third row. So this looks like row 1, row 2, row 3. But we are going to start with row 1 being this light green. Row 2 is turning it into a rectangle. And then row 3, you just let go. There, from then on, there you go. You just continue. And then you make your rectangle or square. Okay, so let's get started. So for this tutorial, I need a pair of scissors, a wool needle to work in my ends afterwards. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook. That is the recommended crochet hook for a 3-weight, double knit, 8-ply, which is what I'm using. You use the recommended hook. If you are a tight crocheter, please go up a hook size or half a hook size, which is why I say do a little sample, because you don't want to do the whole blanket, especially if it's your first time, and then discover mistakes. Okay, then a measuring tape, that is what I would suggest, because once you've done your sample, you can see actually if you do like 3 or 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 7.5 inches. My first 4 diamonds is 7.5 inches. So then I can decide, okay, how wide, well, inches, 7.5 inches is what? 19 centimeters. So then I can decide how wide do I want my blanket to be, measure, and then just know, times how many multiples you need. Multiples times 11 plus 1. 11 multiples. Multiples of 11, my apologies, plus 1. So that's why we use the measuring tape. Okay, so let's get going. I'm using my 3-weight yarn, and I'm going to make a slip knot on the hook. Like this, however you make your slip knot. And this, I want you to do the chains loosely. Because remember, we want to be able to work into everything. So just work loosely. And as I say, if you're not someone who can do that, go up a hook size. I'm going to do a multiple of 3. So 11 times 3 is 33 plus 1. So there we go. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have my 33 chains, and I'm going to plus 1. Now in the second chain from the hook, we are going to work there, second chain. That's my first V, second V. That's how you know it's your second stitch. But I'm going to turn this and work in the little bobble on the back, right? So I'm going to hold my hook a little bit different just for this. I'm actually a pencil grip holder. So there we go. Second stitch from the hook in the back. I'm going to work. So now if you've done this tight, it's difficult to get into that little bobble. There we go. And I'm just going to bring up a loop. So that's my second loop or stitch on the hook. 2, and then the third one, third loop on the hook that you're going to bring up. Now I have 4. And now I have 5. Now I have 6. This is going to be your square. That's your square there. But now you have to start working up in the side, which is where stitch number 7 comes in. So go into the next one, make that number 7, like that. That's all you do. Yarn over and draw up your loop. So now it looks like you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the hook. Now we're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, 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 pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. There we go. So now we're going to start. Well, what you actually do is end of row 1, but just go with me here. So the first one, I count this loop on the hook. Normally, we don't count this in normal crochet, but this is Tunisian crochet. So count that as a loop on the hook. 1, go into that little vertical one and pick up, go under and through, yarn over, and pull up some yarn. 2 on the hook. Go under that vertical bar, yarn over, pull through, 3 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull through yarn, pull up, 4 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up some yarn, 3, 4, 5 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 6 on the hook. So if you turn it, it's going to look like that. That's what we're working at. But now I have to work, that's row 1, I have to do row 2. So let's do that. So you have to work into the next stitch here that has not been used, which is that stitch. Maybe I should zoom in a bit, if that would help you. So I'm going to work into the next stitch that has not been worked into, in the back, in that little bump. Go through, yarn over, and pull up a loop. I have on my hook 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I'm going to do the same as the previous one. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There you go. So now we're going to do the same. And then after that, I'm going to start counting, because that's how you're going to do the whole blanket. It's really just simple counting. So you've got 1 loop on the hook. Go underneath the vertical bar, yarn over, pull yarn through, and pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull through and up. Under the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull through and up. You have 4 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull through and up. 5 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull through and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. There's your 6. And you're slowly working on going up the side. So choose the next stitch that has not been worked into. So that's that one. And I'm going to work into the bump on the side. yarn over and pull up a loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, when I am going to do yarn over and pull through 2, I'll have to do it 6 times. So there we go. Yarn over, pull through 2 once, yarn over, pull through 2 twice, yarn over, pull through 2 3 times, yarn over, pull through 2 4 times, yarn over, pull through 2 5 times, yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. So when you get really good at this, you're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 every time. Okay, here we go. So now to end off this row, because you can see it's a bit more holy. Can you see there's gaps through there, which there isn't with the previous row? So you've got to finish that off. We've got one on the hook. So go through under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up your loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook. Now the 7th one is usually working into the side. So you've got 6 here and then into the side. Your 6 is here, and then the 7th one is usually picking one from the side as you go up. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go into the next unused chain, back little bump, yarn over and pull up a loop. Beautiful. 7 stitches on the hook. So yarn over, and I'm going to count 6 because we're going to yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So you can see we have created 1 row, 2, 3. This is row 4. So let's finish off row 4, and then we have one more to go because we need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do this again. I've got one on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. 3 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 6 on the hook. I go to the next unused stitch and I yarn over and pull through a loop so that I have 7 stitches on the hook. Now we're going to do that yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 once, yarn over, pull through 2 twice, yarn over, pull through 2 3 times, yarn over, pull through 2 4 times, yarn over, pull through 2 5 times, yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. Like that. So this looks like the end of your 5 rows, but it's not really the end because, let me just one moment adjust the light, because we need to finish that off, because that's what I mean when I say you need to have that V, those V's everywhere. You see you have it at the bottom, you have it there, and you're creating it on this side. so that when you come back to this little square, you will have something to work into. And at the moment, on the top there, you don't have something to work into. You may think so, but I tell you, when I did it, it looks terrible to work into that. So you need to slip stitch all the way to the beginning here, and only then will your square or little diamond be done. So now, because this is the first one, there's my first one on the hook, we're just going to do slip stitches. So I'm going to go under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull through the vertical bar and through that stitch. So that's your slip stitch. Now immediately take a stitch marker. That's what I do. You have to take a, if I can get hold of one, there's so many, and to mark that stitch as the top of your diamond. That's the top of your diamond. Just mark it right there. Now you know that's the first stitch going this way. There we go. See? Okay. So continue by go under the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and again through the stitch. So you're going to slip stitch loosely, because if you do this tight, when you're coming back to work into it in the next row, when you come back to work into that or here, it might be very tight. You'll really battle to get in there. So just work loosely. Under the bar, yarn over, pull through that, pull it up, and slip stitch. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull through, pull up a loop, and then pull through again because you're slip stitching loosely. The next vertical bar, go under, yarn over, pull up and up. Right? So there you count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's number 6? My 6th stitch. Go to the next unused stitch. Unused, it is a chain. Go through, pull up a loop, and pull up a loop. Slip stitch. There you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this loop that you have on the hook now, it is the end of this one, but it's also the beginning of the next one. So it might be Mr. Last on this diamond, but it's Mr. First loop on the next diamond. So there you go. First, we're going to do the same thing now. First loop on the hook. Go through that little bump at the back. Yarn over, pull up a loop. That's your second loop on the hook. Go through that bump at the back, yarn over, pull up, third loop on the hook. Go through that little bump, yarn over, pull up, 4 on the hook. Through that little bump, yarn over, pull up, 5 on the hook. Through the next little bump, yarn over, pull up, 6. There you go. 3 and 3. You've got 6 on the hook. Now, this is where you go up vertically. You're going to go up vertically. So that's where you need number 7, the 7th loop. So in the next stitch that is not used, go through, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you have 7 on the hook. Focus. There we go. So now we're going to do the same. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 6 times. So it's yarn over, pull through 2 once, yarn over, pull through 2 twice, yarn over, pull through 2 3 times, yarn over, pull through 2 4, yarn over, pull through 2 5 times, yarn over, pull through 2. This is my 6th time. There you go. It's difficult in the beginning because you've got all these loose bits that you have to dangle in your hands. Okay, now we're going to do the same as before. The one on the hook counts as 1. Go under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook. Go under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. Under the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you have 6. 3 and 3 is 6. But you need 7. So now you're going to go to the next unused stitch, unused chain, and work in that little bump. So you're going to push through there, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Your 7th, because we're working up. Vertical now. There you go. 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 7. So we're just going to do the yarn over, pull through 2, 6 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 once. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops twice. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops 3 times. Yarn over, pull through 2, 4. Yarn over, pull through 2, 5. Yarn over, pull through 2, 6. It might curl a little bit. This curl will disappear in no time. Okay, let's do this again. I'm going to walk you through this. When it's new, this is new to you, it is better that I go slow. So I have 1 loop on the hook, go through the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 2 on the hook. Through the vertical, under the vertical bar actually, yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 6 on the hook. Go to the next unused stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Now you have your 7. Now we're going to do the yarn over, pull through 2, 6 times. So it's yarn over, pull through 2 loops once. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops twice. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops 3 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops 4 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops 5 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops 6 times. So we've done 1, 2 rows. We need to do 5 rows. So we are not finished with row 3. We need to work our way back this way. So we have 1 hook, 1 stitch on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 6 loops on the hook. Go and get your 7th loop on the side in the next unused stitch. And I'm going to push through there, yarn over, pull up loop number 7. Now we're going to do yarn over and pull through 2 6 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops once. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops twice. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops 3 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops 4 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops 5 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops 6 times. There you go. 1, 2, 3 rows finished. We're busy with row 4. we need to work our way back to complete row 4. So we have one loop on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up. 2 loops on the hook. Yarn under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 4 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 loops on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook, and then there you go. Next unused stitch, push through, yarn over, pull up a loop, so that you have 7 on the hook. Now we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 6 times. So it's yarn over, pull through 2 loops once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops twice, yarn over, pull through 2 loops 3 times, yarn over, pull through 2 loops 4 times, yarn over, pull through 2 loops 5 times, yarn over, pull through 2 loops 6 times. So that is our 5 rows, but it's not done because we have to finish off row 5. You can see what it looks like there. It's got a vertical, not a vertical. You've got those vertical little bars, but then you have the horizontal. You can see where your row is. There we go. So now we're going to slip stitch all the way back here, like this. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop and pull up. So in fact, slip stitching. And immediately grab your stitch marker and mark that first stitch, which will be the top of your diamond. That's the top of your diamond. Go through both the 2 V's. Now just continue doing the same. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up and slip stitch loosely. Remember to do this loosely. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull it up and slip stitch through that next one. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop and slip stitch into the previous. There you go. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up and through, slip stitch. That's my first V, my first stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's number 6? Go to the next unused stitch, pull up a loop and just slip stitch through. There you go. That is the end of your little diamond shape. But it's this, that same loop is the end of this diamond shape, but the start of the next. So here you call him Mr. Last. As soon as you start your next one, you're going to call him Mr. One. One loop on the hook. So now we're going to do it one more time. There you go. In the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. 2 loops on the hook. In the next chain, in that little bump at the back, we do the same. Yarn over, pull up, 3 on the hook. There we go. And yarn over, pull through, pull up a 4th loop. Through the next chain, yarn over, pull up the 5th loop. There you go. Through that, yarn over, pull through, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook. Now go and get number 7 because that's where the side starts. Through the next unused chain, yarn over, pull through, pull up a loop, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to start our yarn over, pull through 2, 6 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 once, yarn over, pull through 2 twice, yarn over, pull through 2 3 times, yarn over, pull through 2 4, yarn over, pull through 2 5, yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. There you go. Now this is your first loop on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 4 5 6, we need 7, go on over to the next unused chain, and then there you go. Pull up another loop so that we have 7. Now we're going to do the same, yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. That's yarn over, pull through 2 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Now you have 1 on the loop, 1 on the hook, 1 loop on the hook. The vertical bar, there's 1, there's 2, this is row 2, we must end off row 2. So we go under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Under, yarn over, pull up a hook, 3 loops on the hook. What did I say? Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 4 loops on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 5 loops on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 6 loops on the hook. Go and get your 7th one from the side. There you go. Through that, yarn over and pull up a loop. You have 7. We are going to do yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 there a second time. Yarn over, pull through 2 a third time. Yarn over, pull through 2 a 4th time. Yarn over, pull through 2 a 5th time. Yarn over, pull through 2 a 6th time. There you go. So this is our number 1 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, 6 on the hook. Go and get number 7 from the next unused chain. Pull up a loop. Now you have 7. Yarn over, pull through 2 once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops twice, yarn over, pull through 2 loops 3 times, yarn over, pull through 2 loops 4 times, yarn over, pull through 2 loops 5 times, yarn over, pull through 2 loops 6 times. Let's end off row 4. If you want to know how many rows there are, just count how many vertical bars there are. So you have 1 loop on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 4 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 6 on the hook. Go and get your number 7 there in the next unused chain. Pull up a loop. There we have. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 a second time, yarn over, pull through 2 a third time, yarn over, pull through 2 a fourth time, yarn over, pull through 2 a fifth time, yarn over, pull through 2 a sixth time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like it's done. It's not done. You need to work something, your slip stitch edge there. So you're going to work under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and take that same loop and slip stitch it into the previous chain. And immediately mark the top of your diamond, because that's the top of your diamond. The next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull it through the previous stitch loosely. Next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and slip stitch. Next vertical bar, pull up a loop, and through that stitch loosely slip stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and loosely. So there is your first stitch. That first V, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need a 6th one. There's 1 chain left. We're going to work into it there. Want to get into it. And I'm going to slip stitch into that. And that is the end of this row. There we go. Now I'm going to just cut that, yarn over and pull right through and just secure that. Can you see that there is V stitches? You can see the V's of the stitches that side and that side, at the bottom here and on the side, and that is really, really so necessary. There we go. So now what I'm going to do, that light green row is this pink row. So we're going to do the bottom now, which is our 2nd row. So I'm going to turn this over to go to the bottom, to work at the bottom. So now you know where the top is, because that's where your stitch markers are hanging. Like that. That's where your stitch markers are. So now at the bottom, I'm just going to fill in there so that it becomes a square, and fill in and fill in. Okay, so let's take a different color that is easy to see. Maybe this yellow is not too bright. Sun gold yellow. So here where these two come together, I'm just going to tie a knot. You will have the same as me, so I just tie a knot, 2 knots. In the end, we will work that in. Okay, so what are we going to do now? If I take this, we're going to work this little corner here, and this one, and that one, this one, and we're just going to make this into a rectangle. Okay, so we've turned it upside down, and how do you know? You know where your stitch markers are. See, they just want to curl. Little diamonds just want to curl. Okay, so we're going to start here. Where's my yarn? I'm not making a slip knot on the hook this time. So what I'm doing is I'm working You see now, that's where those little stitch markers helps a lot, because you can count your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to work into that first V stitch you see there. I'm going to work through that, yarn over and pull up. There, I've got a stitch on the hook. 1, a loop on the hook. Go through the next V that you see there and pull up a loop. 2, and the next 3, and the next one 4, and the next one 5, just like that, and the next one, which is 6. There's your 6. Just pull that. I'm going to go into the next one because I need 7, right? There you have 7. Yarn over, pull through 2. Remember, we're making this. Yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and yarn over, pull through 2. Let me just, you see, grab that. Now I need to decrease, so I'm going to skip the next vertical bar and I'm working into the next vertical bar. Yarn over and I'm going to pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Through the next vertical bar, yarn over and pull up a loop. Through the next vertical bar, yarn over and pull up a loop. That's 5 on the hook. Now I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. I'm going to skip the next one, and I have 1 loop on the hook. Skip that vertical bar. In the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. There I have 3. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. See? There I have it. That is 3, that's half of the 6. Because I just made that corner there. Right? Like that. That's what it looks like. Now this is not done because I need to go around and create a stitch, a slip stitch there. So it's yarn over, I take that vertical bar I see there, yarn over, pull up a loop and pull through my stitch. Grab a stitch marker and put a stitch marker through there so that you know that your very corner, like that. Then into the next vertical bar that you can see there, yarn over, pull up a loop and pull a slip stitch. There's your next vertical bar that you can see there. Pick it up, yarn over, pull up a loop and do a slip stitch loosely, all loosely, right? And then you go into that same stitch that you went into previously, which is the top of that, and you just slip stitch. There you go. Okay, so now we're going to work that triangle. Here we go. So you've got one on the hook, into the next stitch, which is your V, go through, grab yarn, pull up. There's your one loop. It's the second loop on the hook. Through the next V, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Through the next V, yarn over, pull up, 4 on the hook. Through the next V, yarn over, pull up, 5 on the hook. Through the next V, yarn over, pull up, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're going to go into that V on the side there. And that is yarn over, pull up, and you have 7 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, 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 until there is 3 left. And then you go yarn over, pull through all 3. Like that. See? Now, you're going to skip that first vertical bar. You're going to work into the second vertical bar. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and you've got 2 on the hook. Through the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Through the next vertical bar, yarn over, 4 on the hook. Through the next vertical bar, yarn over, 5 on the hook. So now we have 1 less than the previous round. So go to the next stitch. You've used that one, go to the next unused one. Yarn over, pull through. Now you've got 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook. Not 7, 6. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2 a second time. Yarn over, pull through 2 a third time. You have 3 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. There's your decrease. Now, skip that horizontal bar, the first one, vertical bar. The second vertical bar, go through that. And yarn over, pull up a loop. And you have 2 on the hook. Through the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. There you go. Through the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. And then go to the side, the next unused stitch, go through, grab yarn, pull up a loop. 3, 4, 5 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. When you have 3 loops left on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Skip the next vertical bar there. And in the next one, you go yarn over and pull up a loop. 2 on the hook. Through the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 3 on the hook. Go to the next stitch there that hasn't been used. Go through, pull up a loop. 4 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. and then you have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. So now you have 1, 2, 3. That looks like row 4. You've got to finish off row 4 and do row 5. Skip the vertical bar into the next vertical bar. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 2 on the hook. Go into the next unused stitch on the side there through the V's. Yarn over, pull up a stitch. There you see all, you've got 3. Yarn over, pull through all 3. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your 5th row. And then you're going to, in that next stitch, do a slip stitch like that. See there? Wait, I'm off the camera. My apologies. My apologies. I was off camera, so I've zoomed out a bit. I hope this is a better angle. So let's do the next one. If I say go through the V stitch, I don't mean the V stitch that we crochet. It's the V that denotes the top of a stitch. So I have 1 on the hook, go through the next V, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook. Go through the next V, yarn over, pull up, 3 on the hook. Go through the next V, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Go through the next V, yarn over, pull up, 5 on the hook. Now let me just say, if this little bit of yarn project confuses you, don't look at this, turn the work, look at the V's on the top. So you've got 3, 4, 5, you need another one, go through the next V to get number 6. Draw a 6th loop up on the hook, and then there's your side. We need to go up the side now. So again, go through the next V, pull up a loop, and you have 7 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 once, yarn over, pull through 2 twice, yarn over, pull through 2 3 times, yarn over, pull through 2 4 times. You have 3 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. Skip that next vertical bar into the next vertical bar. Go through under it, yarn over and pull up a loop. You've got 2 on the hook. Next vertical bar, go under it, yarn over, pull up. You've got 3 on the hook. Next vertical bar, go under, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 4 on the hook. Next vertical bar, there you go, yarn over and pull up. You have 1 2 3 4 5 hook on the loops on the hook, into the side there, into the next V, pull up a loop, 3 4 5 6. We are doing a decrease, so every row there'll be less. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 remaining on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. There's your decrease. Skip that first vertical bar. In the next vertical bar, hook under that vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you have 2 on the hook. Under the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, you have 3 on the hook. The next vertical bar, under that, yarn over, pull up a loop, you have 4 on the hook. Go to the next V, that stitch there, go through, pull up a loop, 1 2 3 4 5 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 remaining on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. There's your decrease. Skip that first vertical bar. In the next vertical bar, go under, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 2 on the hook. Next vertical bar, go under, yarn over and pull up a loop. Go into the side, into the stitch there, into that V space. The V just makes it easy for you to see where to go. Pull up a loop, you have 4 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, you have 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. So there you go. Now skip that horizontal bar, go under the next horizontal bar, pull up a loop, find the next V, go through there and pull up a loop. You have 3 on the hook, yarn over and through all 3. There you go. So that is your row 1 2 3 4 and 5. Now we are just going to slip stitch in the next stitch. There we go. Slip stitch, because we want to. That's the beginning of our next one. Right? Okay, now we're moving on to the next one. And find the next, you've got 1 on the hook, and just go to the next V, and you find another one. Bring up another loop, 2 on the hook, into the next V, yarn over, pull up another hook, pull up another loop, my apologies, 3 on the hook, into the next V, yarn over, pull up another loop, that's 4, into the next V, pull up another loop, that's 5, into the next V, there we go, come on, that's one is a little bit difficult, yarn over and pull through. Some of them are a little bit difficult. Why is that one difficult? It wants to grab hold of the pink, that's why. There we go. Can you see there's a little bit of pink? The yarn is splitting, that's why. My goodness, people. 1 2 3 4 5 6. And I'm going into that next V to get a number 7. Right? So yarn over, pull through 2. 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 I have 3 left on the hook, and I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 3. I'm skipping that one, the first vertical bar. Under the next vertical bar, I'm going to go and pull up a loop. Under the next vertical bar, I'm going to pull up a loop. Under the next vertical bar, I'm going to pull up a loop. And then under that bar on the side there, I'm going to pull up a loop. That's 5. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And I have 3 left, and I yarn over, pull through all 3. So now I'm going to skip the next vertical bar. I'm going to go through that one and pull up a loop, and through the next vertical bar and pull up a loop like that. And it's going to be yarn over, and I pull through all 3 loops. Now I'm going to do slip stitch up here, because remember I said all the sides should have a slip stitch. So I'm going to go into that next knot. You skip that first one because you don't work through that one. So there you go. Yarn over and pull up a loop and pull through and slip stitch. So immediately grab your stitch marker, and that is your very corner on this side. And then I'm going to go through that next vertical bar. I see, and I'm making a slip stitch, and through the next vertical bar, and I'm making a slip stitch loosely, and then into that corner a slip stitch. There we go. Perfect. Now we're going to continue up here, because that was the bottom. That was our bottom that we created. That is fold in. And I'm going to yarn over and pull through, so just so that it is secure. Okay. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now we pick our next color. We're now going to do the filling in here on the right hand side of our blanket all the way up. So that's the cream row. And I've chosen this green because I think it films well. Not necessarily because it looks good. Just to let you know. Okay. So we've done the green and the dark green, the light green. We're going to do the cream row now. There we go. Okay. So let's start here. And we need 7. So what I usually do is I go in there. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I've heard tutorials where they say when you come up to there and there's 6, just go into the same stitch again to get a 7th. I prefer not to do that, right? Prefer not to do that. So I can rather start here, there, where I ended. You can start there. So I'm going to go in there where this is what I did here as well. You can see, always went into the same stitch. See if you can focus. Whereas when I ended off, start off the same one. End off, start off the same one. There. Pull up 1 loop in my last one. First of the pink, 2, 3 loops. So you're just going to go in the V, those V stitches, the V's on the side, and pull up a loop. You need 7 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if you don't do that, say you don't start there, you start on the pink and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one is your number 6, that stitch. Now, let me take out the stitch marker so I can properly show you. 6. Say that was 6. I have watched tutorials where they say just go into the same stitch again. To me, that doesn't work. Rather turn it so that you go into the second leg of the V, right? To get, if you don't want to start there in the yellow one or on that one. Right. Because you need 7, 5, and then 1 at the end and 1 at this, 1 on both sides, and then your 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops is what I have on my hook. Okay, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 twice, yarn over, pull through 2 a third time, yarn over, pull through 2 a fourth time, yarn over, pull through 2 a fifth time, yarn over, pull through 2 a sixth time. Just pull that. That's exactly what we've done before. Now we are decreasing, so I'm skipping the first vertical bar into the second vertical bar. I go yarn and over and pull up a loop. Wait, the yarn split. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Into the next vertical bar, yarn over and pull up a loop. 3 on the hook. In the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. In the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. In the next vertical bar, there on the side, that little one, you can see it went in there. If this is confusing, you can see it went in there and it went in there, so there is another stitch. Pull up a loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 1 less than the previous row because we are working a decrease. So it's yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, second time, yarn over, pull through 2 a third time, yarn over, pull through 2 a fourth time, yarn over, pull through 2 a fifth time. Okay, skip that first vertical bar into the second, behind the second vertical bar, yarn over and pull up a loop, and you have 2 on the hook. Behind the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3. Behind the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, and into that side one there, yarn over, pull up a loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops every time. Once, yarn over, pull through 2, twice, yarn over, pull through 2 3 times, yarn over, pull through 2 4 times. Skip the next vertical bar, into the next one, underneath the next one, grab some yarn, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook, into the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook, and in that side stitch there, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook. We finished row 1, row 2, row 3, so this is row 4. Pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 a second time, yarn over, pull through 2 a third time. Skip the next one, the next vertical bar. In that vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. In the next side stitch there, I call it a side stitch because it's a bit difficult to see. Yarn over and pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would call that row 5. Now that vertical bar, I am just going to do a slip stitch. Yarn over, pull a stitch through, and pull a stitch through. And then, there we go. Where is our stitch marker? Put a stitch marker in our very top stitch immediately so that we know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're just going to work in that was a vertical bar. Just work a slip stitch. 1, lightly. 2, don't make it tight. Remember, if it's tight, it's very difficult to work into later. 2, yarn over, pull up. Beautiful. Yarn over, pull up. Beautiful. Slip stitch. Yarn over, pull up there. Beautiful. And then into that first stitch there, a slip stitch. Now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's number 7. When you start your next little square, which would be the peach color. It's peach. Okay, so this is the first one on the hook. Into the V stitch, the next V stitch there. And 2 on the hook. Into the next V stitch, 3 on the hook. You're just going to work as if we the same way we've been working before, but let me go with that with you through that. 3 on the hook, and in the next V stitch, let me turn it like this, that's easier to see as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the hook. In the next V stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. In the next V stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook, and then that's our vertical edge there. Into the next V, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then it's going to be yarn over, pull through 2 once, yarn over, pull through 2 twice, and 3 times, and 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Okay. In the very next loop, we're not doing a decrease now, we're doing a full little square. So in the next loop, under the next loop, go under, grab yarn, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook, under, grab yarn, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook, go under, grab yarn, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook, under, grab yarn, pull up, 5 on the hook, under, grab yarn, pull up a loop, pull up a hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th one is what you need, and that's on the side. So you just literally go to the next V stitch, the V of the stitch, and you grab yarn, pull up a loop, that's 7, yarn over, pull through 2 once and twice, 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times, and 6 times. You've got 1 loop on the hook. Underneath the vertical bar, pull up a loop. Underneath that vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Underneath the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Underneath the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Underneath the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook. Go to the next V that you see there, or the next stitch on the side. Go through, yarn over, pull up a loop. And we are going to do that. Yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. And yarn over, pull through 2 once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times. You've got 1 loop on the hook. Underneath the vertical bar, yarn over, grab up a loop, bring up a loop, yarn over, bring up a loop, 3 on the hook. Under the bar, yarn over, bring up a loop. Wait, the yarn is splitting here. Four on the hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. Underneath the bar, yarn over, pull up 6 on the hook. 3 and 3 is 6. Into the side, yarn over, bring up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times is how many times you do that. So we have, there's the vertical bar, so that's 1 row. Second vertical bar, that's row 2. Third vertical bar, that's row 3. This is your 4th vertical bar. This is row 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. But the row is not finished until you work your stitch down again. So complete row 4 by under the vertical bar, pull up a stitch. Under the vertical bar, pull up a stitch. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a stitch. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a stitch. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a stitch. You have 6 on the hook. In the next side stitch, that V, yarn over, pull through a loop. You have 7, yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. So it's yarn over, pull through 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So this is, there's a vertical bar, vertical bar, vertical bar, vertical bar, vertical bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. To finish off row 5, because you always need 5, you're going to slip stitch all the way to here, as you know, as you've done before, and yarn over underneath that vertical bar, pull up a loop and make a slip stitch, and immediately put your stitch marker into that stitch so that you know it's the top of your little diamond. Underneath the next bar, and pull up a loop and just make a slip stitch loosely. If you make it loosely, you make the job easy for yourself. Under the next bar, pull up a loop and a slip stitch, because when you come to work into this the next time, it's going to be easy. Underneath the next bar and up, there we go. underneath the next bar, yarn over, pull up, and just to make a slip stitch. And then we need to do a last one into that first stitch. So this is where you take out your stitch marker, and in that same V, which is the next V, right? That is the next V, which is why I say it's so important. Just make a V slip stitch there. That's it. So that's the last stitch of this one, of this little diamond, but it is the first stitch of the next diamond. So this stitch to me is like a dual. He is number last and number first, right? There you go. We're getting there. Now do the same. You're just going to do the same in the next one, exactly as we've done it before now. So I'm just going to do it faster. There you go, so that we can get to the next one. Through those V's, I've got 2 stitches on the hook. Through the next V, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Through the next V, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Through the next V, pull up a hook, pull up a loop, there you go, 3, 4, 5 on the hook. Through the next V, and you've got 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook. Go to the next V if you're not sure where to put your hook. There you go, 7. So yarn over, pull through 2, 6 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 once, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's your first vertical bar, which denotes row 1. But all I do now, you need to finish it, which means you need to go down once more. So on row 1 to 4, you go down again to complete the previous row. On row 5, you do slip stitches down to complete the row. Like you saw here, you do your slip stitches down. There you go. Pull up a loop, under the vertical bar, 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 pull up a loop. Into the next, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into the next V, yarn over and pull up a loop. I have 7 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops 6 times. Once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. You've got 1 on the hook, under the vertical bar, pull up a hook. Under the next vertical bar, pull up a hook, 3 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, a loop. Under the vertical bar, pull up a loop. Under the vertical bar, pull up a loop. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook. In the next V stitch on the side there, yarn over, pull up a loop. And then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, 6 times. That was once, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are nearly finished with row 3 because we just need to come back. There we go. Pull up a loop, you've got 2 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, you've got 4 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, pull up, 5 on the hook. And there we go. Number 6, yarn over, pull up a loop 6 on the hook, grab one from the side, through the V, grab yarn and pull up a loop. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. Once, twice, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. So there you count 1, 2, 3. We're busy finishing off row 4. Underneath the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 2 on the hook. Underneath the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, and there is your next V. You've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook. Number 7, go and fetch it from the side there, go through that V, yarn over and pull up loop number 7, and now you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 6 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 once, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Now let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is row 5. We need to finish off row 5 with slip stitches. So go through that first vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and make a slip stitch. And immediately grab that stitch marker and mark the top of your little diamond. Now you're just going to do the same with the second vertical bar. Go under, draw up a loop loosely, there you go, because you have to work into that again, so just, that's why it's important. 3, 4, and the 5th. And then the last one you do into the stitch marker, which is the top of your previous little diamond. Slip stitch. Beautiful. Okay, so there you go. Now we need to work a triangle here. I have one on the hook, 2, 3, 4, and you just follow the V's. 5, 6. There you go. And I'm going to go, see there, into that, if I go into that yellow one there, that's my previous color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and yarn over, pull through 2. That is row 1. So now we're going to do the next one. Into the very next one you go, because we are decreasing on this side, not on this side. So if this is your, where's my triangles? Let me show you at the end of the row. If this is your, where, there's a green one. If we've done this one, Now we're working a triangle. We are not decreasing on this side. We are decreasing on that side. So we're working this side and this side, we work as per normal. But this side is where we are decreasing. So there we go. Under the first vertical bar, pull up a loop. Under the second vertical bar, pull up a loop. The third vertical bar, pull up a loop. You have 4 on the hook. Pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. Underneath that vertical bar, they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook. Now, that's 1 less than the previous row, which is fine because we are decreasing. Yarn over, pull through 2 once. Yarn over, pull through 2 twice. Yarn over, pull through 2 3 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 4 times. Yarn over, pull through 2 5 times. 1 on the hook. In the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook. In the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. In the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. In the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 1 2 3 4 5, yarn over, pull through 2. Let me just get my yarn out here. Yarn over, pull through 2 the second time. Yarn over, pull through 2 a third time. Yarn over, pull through 2 a fourth time. In the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook. In the next vertical bar, underneath the vertical bar, yarn over and pull up, 3 on the hook. The next one, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1. Just count the vertical bars. 1 2 3. I must finish row 4 now by going underneath the vertical bar, pulling up a loop, that's 2 on the hook. Underneath the vertical bar, pull up, 3 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 1 2 3 4 5. Now, don't make the mistake of just cutting this off. You need to do your slip stitches up to that point. Because if you want to work a border in the side, where you're going to work it into, you need V's. That is exactly what I'm talking about. So, in the next, there you are, right? You've done a stitch there. In this now, in that vertical bar, you work a slip stitch. And I would immediately put a stitch marker into that stitch to mark it as my top point. Into the next vertical bar. Used to be vertical bar. Work loosely, not tight, a slip stitch. In the next vertical bar, work a slip stitch. In the next vertical bar, work a slip stitch. And in the next vertical bar, work a slip stitch. One, two, three, 4, 5, and my last one is going to be right. Well, you can pick it right there where the yellow is. That's where I end it. And let me just do this. Yarn over and pull out and secure. See, now that's on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that's how you do the edges. Why did we do this? That's how you do the edges with triangles to fill in. Now the next row is going to be the same as the pink, a repeat of the pink row, which is literally you just work your diamonds, the squares. That is obviously on its side like a diamond. So I'm going to start you off there. I'm just picking another color. There you go. Okay, so if you're not sure of any of them, if there is ever any confusion where you should start, say you've put your stitch marker in, but now you start working and you're in doubt, just count back. You need 7 stitches on the loop, and your 7th one must come from that vertical side. So you can say that's number 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's where you put your stitch marker in. But if it was wrong, then that's how you're going to do it. That's the side one. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how you do it. Okay. Just do that very tightly so that I don't lose sight of what stitch that is. Some of you are good, but I am not. There we go, 1. That's 1. 1 loop, and then let's go into the next V to grab our 2nd loop and our 3rd loop. Yarn over and pull up a loop every time behind the V's. If you turn it like that, you can see the V's clearly. 3, 4 on the hook, 5, and just through that V is 6. So now remember, if this was tight, it would be really difficult to work in there. 6. And there on the side, go and grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the side, we grab in that V number 7. And we work yarn over, pull through 2, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just pull that in. Okay. So now we're going to start in this same way we work the pink one, the pink row. Pull up a loop, 2 on the hook. Pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. Pull up a loop, 6. Then I grab one in the next unused stitch, a V in the V there, number 7. Yarn over and pull through 2, 6 times. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. That's row 2. So I'm going to work the same as we worked the pink row. I'm going to work here. Well, not here, not the same, because The pink row was our first row. So let's do this. Second, there we go. Pull up a loop in the first vertical bar. So we have 2 on the hook. Pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. Pull up a loop, 6 on the hook. In the side, go and get number 7. Yarn over, pull through 2, 6 times. So that was once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Through the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 2 on the hook. Yarn over, pull up a 3 on the hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Six on the hook. On the side, go and get yourself there another loop through the V. Yarn over, pull through 2, 6 times. Once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay, there we go. In the next vertical bar, first vertical bar, pull up a loop. You've got 2 on the hook, 3 on the hook, 4 on the hook, 5 on the hook, 6 on the hook. My apologies. I just had to sneeze off camera. There you go. 3 and 3 is 6. Go to the next V-stitch on the side and grab number 7. Pull up that loop. And you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. 6 times. Once you get going with this is so easy. Pick up 7, pull through 6. Pick up 7, pull through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is row 5, so we're going to end with slip stitches. Yarn over, pull up a loop and pull through. And that is your top stitch there of your diamond, and you're just going to mark it with a stitch marker. And again, pull up a loop, easy, slowly, not tight, and just slip stitch. Pull up a loop there and just slip stitch. Pull up a loop and just slip stitch. Pull up a loop and just slip stitch. And then go into that stitch marked with your stitch marker. Fantastic. No guesswork. Well, it is the next V stitch. I mean, so not a lot of mystery there. But I just am in the learning process, so you want to make sure. So there you go. Again, we're going to do exactly the same as we did now. We are going to work our diamond right here. Through the V, I work everything through the V's there. Pull up a loop. You've got 2 on the hook and another one, 3 on the hook. Now you see, if this was tight, you would battle to get that through. 4 on the hook, 5 on the hook, 6 on the hook, and in the next, that's on the side, is your next V. Just go through that one to get number 7. Yarn over, pull through 2 6 times, and a second time, a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time, and a sixth time. And then in the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. In the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and again 4 on the hook, 5 on the hook, 6 on the hook, and in the side there, grab number 7 and yarn over, pull through 2 6 times, 2 3 4 and 5 and 6 times. And I must say, when I started doing this, I had the urge to chain up, make one chain up every time, because I was used to crochet, and this is not normal crochet, this is Tunisian crochet. So there we go. In the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook, repeat, 3 on the hook, and again 4 on the hook, and again 5 on the hook, and again 6 on the hook. Once you have your 6 on the hook, grab your 7th one from the side, the next V, like that, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. Now, to finish off row 3, we are going to work our way back. Yarn, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook, under that vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook, under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up, 4 on the hook, and 5 on the hook, and 6 on the hook, into the side, V stitch there, V shape, pull up another loop, you have 7, 3 and 3 plus 1 is 7, yarn over, pull through 2 6 times, once, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great stuff. This is nearly the end of row 4. To complete row 4, we need to work our way back. Pull up a loop under every vertical bar. We have 3 on the hook. The next one, pull up 4 on the hook. Next one, pull up 5 on the hook. Next one, pull up 6, and then you go get number 7 on the side, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and last time yarn over, pull through 2. 1 2 3 4 5. We've just done our 5. What you need to do now is complete row 5 by doing slip stitch, and under that first vertical bar, pull up a loop and just pull it through, and quick as you can, mark the top of your little diamond. There you go. And again, under that loop, pull up a bar, pull up a loop and slip stitch. And so in the next one, pull up a loop and slip stitch loosely, or not too tight. That's, I say loosely, but I mean not too tight. Otherwise, you'll just have a heck of a time getting into that stitch next time you come around. And the last one goes into the top of that. So I'm taking out my stitch marker, and just work. It is the next slips, the next V stitch, or let me say, yeah, the stitch, the V side of the stitch, those two little bars. So you see, like that one was a little bit tight. So then it is a bit difficult. There you go. I just pull it a little bit like, hey, stand up straight, guys. Stand up straight, guys. And this is looking beautiful. Okay, we're going to do our last little one in here. And then I do the last row with you to show you how to end off filling in. Because you'll just be repeating this many more of these diamonds and many more stitches, 11 stitch multiples, and many more rows up, and that is your blanket. So let's just do this together. Again, through all the V's, 2 loops on the hook, 3 loops on the hook, 4 loops on the hook, 5 loops on the hook, and in the next V, if you're ever in doubt, just go to the next V. There's your 3 plus 3 is 6 into the next V, which is already the first one up the side. You are pulling up your loop number 7, yarn over and pull through 2 6 times. Once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, and 6. Now, under that vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook, and you do the same. Yarn over, pull up, 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull up, 4 on the hook, yarn over, pull up, 5 on the hook, there, yarn over, pull up, 6 on the hook, 3 and 3, 6. Get your next one on the side, there you go, and yarn over and pull through 2 6 times. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Now again, we finish off row 2 by working our way back to the left. There we go. Pull up a hook, pull up a loop, under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Pull through, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up 5 on the hook. Pull up 6, 3 and 3. Now, there we go. There's your another V. Go and fetch another loop. That's 7. Now we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, 6 times. That's once, twice, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Finish off row 3 by going yarn over, under the next vertical bar, pull up a loop. You've got 2 on the hook. Next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 5. Next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 and 3 is 6. Get your next one there from the V. Yarn over, pull through 2 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to end off row 4 by pulling up our loops. Pull up a loop, 2 on the hook. Under the bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Under the bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Under the bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. Under the bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 6 on the hook. There you go. In the next V, grab your seventh loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Row 5 is not complete because we need to do slip stitches back to here, because all our squares and triangles have slip stitch borders, so you can work into them. So into the first, under the first vertical bar, pull up a loop and slip stitch, and quick as you can, just mark that as your top. There you go. Into the next one, pull up a loop and slip stitch. Into the next one, pull up a loop and slip stitch. Into the next, under the next bar, there we go, pull up a loop, slip stitch. Next bar, pull up a loop, slip stitch. Now where you would have gone and fetched your next stitch, you just go and make your slip stitch, which happens to be the top of your little triangle where we marked it with a stitch marker. So you're just going to slip stitch like that. Beautiful. Yarn over and pull up to secure. Like that. So now I'm going to do the last row with you, just to show you how to fill in those on the top. There we go. So I chose this light blue because I think it will film well. That's my main concern, is that nothing blows out, because I know hot pink and red for sure blows out. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same I did there. I started in that color. I'm going to start. Where was that? Let me see. Now again, if you're not sure, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So in that green, bring up a stitch, and then the V, second, and a third, fourth loop, fifth loop, sixth loop, and where the stitch marker is, a seventh loop, so yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over. Remember, this is our very last row at the top. Yarn over, pull through 2 a second time. Yarn over, pull through 2 a third time. Yarn over, pull through 2, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to skip that next vertical bar, go under, yarn over, pull up a loop, and there we go. Pull up a loop under the next vertical bar, pull up a loop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Skip the next vertical one and into that one. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and into the next one, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is what it will look like, right? So now we're going to slip stitch all the way on the top there. So I'm going to go through that vertical bar, yarn over, and slip stitch, and immediately mark that as the very top right hand corner of my goodness me, this stitch marker doesn't want to be picked up. There we go. Now in the next vertical bar is what you pick up. Yarn over and you make a slip stitch very lightly, and you see that vertical bar there. Go through that one, yarn over, pull through, and lightly, and then into the top there, yarn over, pull through, and pull through a slip stitch. Beautiful. Into the next, here we go. Second loop on the hook, just go into those V's. 3, 4, 5, 6 on the hook. You go into that one, because now what we're going to do is our triangle, it must be flat on top, right? So go and get number 7 in that corner, yarn over, pull through 2 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6 times. Skip the first one into the second vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Into the third, there we go, next bar, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook, next bar, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook, next bar, pull up a loop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into the side, that's number 6, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Skip that next one, and in that one you're going to pull up a loop, and in the next one pull up a loop, and in the next one pull up a loop, 4 on the hook, into the side, there we go, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Skip that next one, there we go, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook, next one, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook, there is your next one in the side, pull up your next one, that's 4 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now skip the next one, in the next one pull up a loop, and in the next side pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. right? And then you're just going to skip that one, and in that corner work a slip stitch like that. In that corner work a slip stitch. There you go. You see? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's do that again. Through the V's, all the along there, you're going to pull up. There's one, then now there's two on the hook. Pull up the next one, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and on the side go to the next V, pull up number 7, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Skip the next vertical bar into the next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook. Next vertical bar, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. Next vertical bar, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook. Next vertical bar, pull up a loop, 5 on the hook. And into the side, go get another one, and that is 6 on the hook. 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over, pull through 2 once, pull through 2 twice, pull through 2 3 times, pull through 2 4 times, pull through 2 5 times. Okay, because we are decreasing, right? So there we go. And skip that vertical bar. In the next vertical bar, pull up a loop. In the next vertical bar, pull up a loop. In the next vertical bar, pull up a loop. We have 4 on the hook. Go and get 1 on the side. That is 5 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2 a second time. Yarn over, pull through 2 a third time. Yarn over, pull through 2 a fourth time. Skip that first vertical bar. Go into the next one. Yarn over, pull up a loop. 2 hooks. 2 hooks. 2 loops on the hook. In the next vertical bar, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook. In the next one, go get 1 in the side, that's 4 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, again pull through 2, and again pull through 2. Skip that vertical bar there, go to the next vertical bar, pull up a loop, 2 on the hook, go through that side, V-stitch, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Skip that one, and now you're just going to go to the next V-stitch and make a slip stitch. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Last little corner. There we go. 1. I'm just following the V's as I did before. Pull up a loop, 2 on the hook, pull up a third loop, 3 on the hook, pull up another loop, 4 on the hook, and 5 on the hook, and 6 on the hook, right? There we go. So now we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and yarn over, pull through 2. Skip the first one, pull up the next loop, in the vertical bar. In the next vertical bar, pull up a loop, next vertical bar, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I skip the next vertical bar, and in the next one I pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both, and that is my very top corner. But it's not done because I need to put slip stitches there, right? So I'm going to turn, and in that first vertical bar that I encounter, I put a slip stitch. Now my yarn is splitting. Let me just do that. And I'm going to mark that stitch as my very corner. In the next vertical bar, let me just see, that's the vertical bar. In the next vertical bar, work a slip stitch very loosely, and then I'm just going to go into that one and work a slip stitch. Like that. You could have gone into the next one as well. Doesn't really matter. Okay. And then yarn over and secure. There you go. So that is our little blanket. So this is how you're going to make a blanket, a rectangle or a square blanket. It will, whether it's rectangle or a square, will depend on how many multiples of 11 you have. It'll depend on how long you make it. So that's all dependent on you. I just want to mention as well that I've counted the stitches on the left and on the right, and they are exactly the same, and the top and the bottom. So that's a relief. Now you can put any border around this. The mosaic border, which is an enclosed border, is a beautiful option. Or I would go, personal favorite here is a ruffle border or a frilly border on this. This will be a beautiful baby blanket. Anyway, if you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what border you decide to make and what colors you've decided to use. So yes, that would be great. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. Please consider subscribing if you have not yet. Join us on a Monday and on a Friday for live streams where we interact directly in real time. Thank you and bye.